Congratulations, you've done it. What sort of achievement was it to come from so far back in the pack and eventually finish third and seal that Champions League place?
Well, yeah, like you said, finished third in the Premier League. As a club, that's where we expect to be. We expect to be in the Champions League, but obviously the last few years have been tough, and at the start of the season, probably majority of people didn't expect us to be in the top four come the end of the season. We always had great faith in ourselves. At the start of the season, we were far too inconsistent, dropping silly points. Performances wasn't good enough in parts of the games, and we get punished. We've been a lot better of late, like you've said, and to come from a unpromising position shows the great character that we've got in this group.
What changed?
Well, it's hard to say really. Obviously, bringing Bruno in January has made a big difference. Scored a winning goal to put us 1-0 up, should I say, today. But we've just worked tirelessly hard on the training pitch. We knew we had to get better. Our top performances were good at the start of the season, but we just dipped so much in between games and dropped so many silly points where we shouldn't drop points. I think defending set plays is huge as well. As basic as it is, set plays can win and lose games, and at the start of the season we were conceding goal after goal after goal defending set plays, and we find ourselves going 1-0 behind in games and finding it tough to break teams down. So that's definitely improved a lot, apart from the late goal we conceded against Southampton. But no, it's shown great character from the lads to come back and get what we set out to do at the start of the season. To finish third in the Premier League should be a minimum requirement for this club. And next season we've just got to improve. We've got to keep building, keep bridging, and keep improving. 2-0
here today looks a very comfortable scoreline, but does that not tell the whole story of what was a really nervy day?
Well, it was the exact game what I thought it was going to be. We knew we had to be solid. We knew that they'd probably come and not give us much space, sit back a tiny bit on first phase, and probably have a little bit of one eye on what was happening in the Chelsea game to see whether a draw would be good enough. But we knew at half-time that I think Chelsea were leading. I don't know what score, but they were leading, so it was down to our game. And big players turn up at big moments, and I think, like you say, it was a nervy edge of game, but I think we deserved the 3 points.
Lastly, tough day for you because you've got so many friends here in many ways. You have to do your job for Manchester United, but you still have a great feeling for this club.
Yeah, definitely. It's a magnificent club. It's great to be back. They've had a great season, so I know they've had a little bit of a blip and they've dropped out at the wrong time, but they've had a great season. To finish fifth in the Premier League for this club is a huge achievement, a great set of players, a great manager, and I'm sure they'll have a bright future together.
Well done today, Harry.
Thank you.
You've always said that Manchester United belong in the Champions League, but what sort of achievement is it to finally do it, finish third in the season that you've had?
I think the boys have done a great achievement. I think, where we were earlier on in the season to end up third is fantastic by them. They've taken on board so many things, had our ups and downs, and it's of course come down to the last game, and I've got to say it's a wonderful achievement by everyone.
What are your thoughts on the game itself that achieved it?
Not a classic. It's one of them.
Does it matter?
No, not really. But then again, we want to learn to win games like this, games that we need a result in. It's been like a mini tournament, this restart, and it looks it as well. We're a bit tired, leggy. I think everyone can see that we're not the same as we've been early on. But then again, we've had to go for it. We've had to catch so many points and so many goals. So and they've done it.
How do you think you did it? You hunted Leicester down. How did you do it?
I think these boys are looking more and more like a Man United team, the Man United way. You play with no fear. You go for it. Today, of course, we could have sat back and just rested and tried to get a draw, but that's not in our genes. It's not in the DNA of the club, so just gone for it.
Champions League qualification, what does that change now for you?
No, for this team, it's of course it means better opposition next year and bigger games, and we need to step it up. Definitely, because that means every midweek when we have Champions League, you've got to go with your best team. It's not like this season we've had Europa League where we could have rested players and given amount of minutes for young lads. Now we've got to go for every game, so that's another stepping stone for these. You got to go and get fitter and stronger and more robust.
And with the money that it brings and the credibility it brings, will that bring new recruits, and do you need them?
Well, that's another part of Champions League, of course, financial gain, but that's not in my head. The club, they know what I feel we need, and we're going to try to pursue it, and let's see where we end up.
Well done, Ole. Thank you.
Cheers.